Good evening. Welcome to Bedtime Stories. I will be doing review of Take All of Me's chapter 16 and 17. I want to be correct. 16 and 17. 16 and 17. No music this evening because I'm tired of them getting me for, oh, your video's been suppressed. And there's really good information that because yesterday evening was serious, because I talked a little bit seriously about sexual assault. Y'all getting me. You getting all of me naturally, Akara, authentically. And y'all getting this nightshirt, that's right. Make today amazing. Well, make tonight amazing. So, without further ado, yes, I did log in early. So because I logged in early, I'm gonna start getting all the blah 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 out of the way. One, make sure you follow me on YouTube. I post these on the lives that I do here. I save them and I post them on YouTube later for your review. I will link my YouTube video in my Twitter. According to Akara, you can find me there. Really don't do much there because I don't have that many people. There, I'm just using that as another. I need to figure out how I'm going to make active on my Twitter account. I also have a page or a platform on Bigo. That's B as in boy, I, G as in go, O. Okay, Bigo, it is a new app. I go on Bigo Live occasionally, and this week where I'll be off, I do go on Bigo Live like in the afternoon, just chat it up, talk about whatever, you know what I'm saying. I have a lot of viewerships there, but I can't save those videos and put them on my YouTube either, so just go over there, check me out, check out Bigo, give me some beans, follow, share my videos on YouTube, subscribe, follow, subscribe, like, share, or don't like. You can also say, thumbs down. I'm okay with that. Just view my video and then tell me. And if you have some good insight on what I'm talking about that may correct what I'm saying or not, you know what I'm saying, please say something in the comments. Let me know you're watching. Let me know if I am completely wrong. Say, girl, no, that's not how it goes. Let me help you understand. I'm not just out here telling you my wisdom. Sometimes there's something that I can learn, especially from this younger generation. You know what I'm saying? So, because I might have an old auntie way of thinking about things and be like, I ain't never thought about it. And I can mull it over. And then it's like, I can either say, okay, I see where you're coming from. We've been doing it wrong all this time. Or like, nah, that's complete bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So, I want to take a moment also to ask any of you that follow or watch this video later, please send up prayers for my cousin Nikki Robinson. Just, you don't need to know her business, just pray for her, okay? Pray for her health, pray for her endurance, pray for her strength, okay? None of your business, just pray. Saints, you don't need to know exactly what it is. Isn't it crazy that people feel like they need to know exactly what it is so they can pray about it? No, just like, whatever it is, Lord, I pray for her assistance and her strength and her health. You know what I'm saying? Just pray for her. Pray for my son. If you all are praying, people, pray for my son, for his health, strength, and his favor, godly favor in his life right now. And always keep me in prayer. And if you should want to donate to According to Akara, feel free to send money to, if you feel led. Only if you feel led. I'm not asking or begging you. You know, like, I'm doing good. God is good to me. All my needs are met. But should you, if you want an opportunity to give to the cause, okay, of my brand, you can Cash App. You know what? If I write it down, it's going to show it backwards. But I will put it in the description of this video. Cash App is $$ A.M. Hatcher, HATCHER. I'll put it down in the description should you want to donate to the cause of this, so I can get better equipment, I can get better sleeping apparel, but not just that, so that I can get better equipment to bring you better content. Also, I mentioned earlier that, look, the book, Take All of Me, is available on Amazon. I'll put it again in here in the bio and the description where you can find this book. I'll put the link in the description of Instagram and in YouTube. In the description, you'll get the link to the book. If you just cannot afford $5, okay, I'll get the book for you. But you would have to put your information, you have to DM me your mailing address or your wish list or your Amazon lockbox so that I can send it to there. Okay? It is only good. It is only good until, I said until tomorrow, because I'm afraid it's like, oh, it's a giveaway. Is it a giveaway? Yes, it's a giveaway. I will buy your book. And the author also said that she will send a 3 signed copies of her book. Okay? So I will buy them, and you get the first 3 that leave a comment in my DMs or on my YouTube page or on my Twitter. When I post this, you have until Friday. I've extended it to Friday. The first 3 will get a signed book from the author. Okay? And the first 10 people that give me their information so that I can send them a book, I will buy that book for you. I'll buy you this book, both volumes. It's less than $5. So I will send it. Give me your information. Okay? Put it in my DMs. Don't put it in the comments because you don't want everybody knowing your address or your information, your mailing address, your P.O. box. I will delete it from the conversation. Once I have mailed it, I will delete it. Okay? Or once I have written it down or something, I will delete it and then I will mail it, whatever. I will not, privacy, I take your privacy very seriously. So I will delete it. If you are watching this on YouTube, don't leave it in the comments. Please don't leave it in the comments, okay? You can, for the people on YouTube, I'm going to tell you to come here, follow me on Instagram. That's what you can do. You can come here to According to Akara, follow me on Instagram, okay, and DM me your information because I don't really want to give out my email, and I kind of don't really pay attention too much with email. I will pay attention if you message me though. Leave your information in the DM to me. If you find this and put in the comments, I left my information. Large number. I left my information on your DMs according to Akara IG DM. Do that. Send me a message via IG. Okay. Next thing I want you to do, if you're watching this I'm gonna put the link to Twitter in, you know what I'm saying, of YouTube video, so you're gonna be watching it on YouTube regardless. But if you happen to see this through Twitter, if there is a messaging system where it's just a me and you message, give me your information there so that I can send the book. The first 10 people, I will buy this book for you. If you cannot afford $5, I will buy this book and I will send it to you. Okay? It's available on Amazon. So now with all of the talking, I've made it to 8 o'clock, like I said. So let's start the review. So we start off in chapter 16, and this is after, I don't know why I don't always have to set up. This is after Drew and Kara tried to have sex and was unsuccessful, and they mentioned it to their couples counselor, Dr. Whittington, and he suggested something. And guess what, boo? He suggested the same thing I suggested: voyeurism. They went to a that's just the black heart straight. So no chaser. Straight no chaser. So I'm gonna give this to you, straight no chaser. They went to go to a BDSM event where the hosts showcase sexual acts. In other words, they actually showcase sexual acts being done, and on certain subs, okay? And so they go there. Kara she just thought it was another event. She thought it was a small event, but it was at this really nice house. It was a mansion. Okay? It was a mansion. She was thinking it was a small event with a few people, 15 people or so, like some other events. Oh, no. It was at least 60 people in this mansion. Okay? When their driveway is a horseshoe shaped and it's big enough that you can park on the side and still have cars going through, these bitches have monte. So basically the suggestion was to Drew and Kara is to go to a BDSM. Well, is to have sex publicly or be in a public place, because she felt vulnerable when she laid down in the bed with him. And what I failed to mention in the last review, yesterday's review, was that they both Drew recognized that she was feeling vulnerable is because she wore clothes to bed. She hadn't worn clothes to bed. She never wore clothes to bed, even before she met Drew. So, but she would wear clothes, well, not full on like a whole outfit, but like she would have on a nightshirt and panties, or something of that factor. And Drew did too. He would wear boxer briefs or pajama pants to bed because, he was kind of going on her lead after this whole situation. But that's how it was like, I noticed that, like at first it was like maybe because in the hospital she always had to wear a gown, so she was just, but after a while he noticed that, look, it's been days since she's never worn clothes to bed, but she wore clothes, so she felt vulnerable. That's how they realized that she felt vulnerable when she laid down. And they brought that to him, and the Dr. Whittington suggested public sex, or at least watching it. So they go to this event, and it's quite sexy. It got me a little high. I'm like, okay, all right. And so they go to this wonderful event. Doesn't have food. It has appetizers, some drinks. She's a little nervous, but not too nervous. She's nervous because she's never been to an event like this with so many people and people actually having sex. They are, what do they call the ones that like to be seen? Forgot what they call it. Those who like to be watched having sex. Like, that's a turn on for them. It's a turn on. But they did. So, they saw, it was interesting. If you want the details, you're going to have to get the book. Because, look, I ain't going to get struck for because I'm sitting there with talking vulgar stuff. Okay, if you want me to read the details and go really into what they talking about, then girl, y'all come and tell me I'll get an OnlyFans and read this type of smut. Just read this smut in a sexy voice. Shoot. Hell yeah, I will sit up there, I will read these books to you. But on IG, it's PG. Okay? So, I am going to read this because this is hilarious. I laughed out loud when I saw this. Okay, so once they rolled up to it, she's of course in her finest slutty wear, but she's a little conservative, but she know how to look. Carol always look. She might be damaged, but homegirl knows how to dress. Okay. She says Carol couldn't stop smiling as they made their way to the front door. They were greeted by a lady dressed in red latex catsuit, her breast and her butt cheeks exposed through cutouts in the fabric. "Good evening," she said slyly, looking Drew over and making Carol want to scratch her eyes out. But then she looked at Carol the same way. And Carol said, "Well, damn," she thought, chuckling to herself as she looked around the foyer area. She said, "Well, damn. Oh, okay." So she ain't just looking at Drew that way. She looked at me that way. She said, "Well, damn. Oh, okay." So, that also makes me think, because I suggested, would it be good for her to just, since she's not in a mental and emotional state to have sex with Drew, that maybe she'd be okay with Drew having sex with someone else and she watched, kind of be a voyager. And when I saw that part, she wanted to scratch the girl's eyes out just for looking at Drew like, "Hey, sexy daddy." Maybe she wouldn't. She can't watch Drew have sex with somebody else. But them being together, watching someone have sex, voyage, and have sex or do sexual acts, really, really worked. Okay, so like after the second time, the second event or the second act, because the first one was a butt plugging situation, and the second one was a oral event where they saw that, and she started to get. She's like, she said she started panting like, oh no, she got hot. She was ready. She was ready. You think that I'm ready? Okay, look, first of all, shut up. Okay. Yes, I believe this man, the man who wrote this song or sang this song, is a despicable human being. He needs help. Okay, but it doesn't take away from the song being right on time. Boy, you were ready for me. And I know I'm saying the wrong words, but for me, you think that you're ready. Kara was ready. So he saw her, he's panting too. They both hot and bothered right at this point, okay? So they made a bad dash to the restroom and got their oral things on. He went down there and she said time. There was no time. She didn't know how long they was in there. She did not care how long they were in there. He had breakfast, lunch, and dinner on her vagina, okay? And it was beautiful. And then she topped it off with dessert, with a creamy eclair. Okay? Imagine that. And it actually be body parts. So it was oral, which was fun. So they was like, huh. So they cleaned, after they did what they did, he's like, you think we should go home? Do you want, she's like, I think we need to go home. We need to make our way on home. We got it. She's like, yes, it got back. At least they got to that part. He told her in the bathroom, of course, after they finished, they climaxed. He was like, I want to make love to you, but I don't want to do it here in this bathroom. I want to be on in our bed with you underneath me the way you're supposed to be. And she's like, yeah, she agreed, and so they cleaned themselves up. Of course, she gave him sloppy toppy, her mascara, everything, you guys like that shit. I know y'all do. All her makeup is just, you know what I'm saying? So, she, but I want to say they cleaned themselves up before leaving the restroom, of course, and they made their way out and was trying to make their way. They saw the host, they told them goodbye, they said their salutations and went on home, and Drew asked, did you want something to eat? Okay. Well, the first thing is, food is a major thing in this book. Okay, if it's not Kara making some gourmet meal, they eat. Sex and food with them is synonymous. I'm just, whatever the situation is. So yeah, she's like, a burger, something quick, a burger, a pizza, like something, but something quick. I don't want, we don't need to go to no sit down restaurant. He said pizza it is. So they grab a pizza as they were going through downtown, and they get home, and Drew goes in to run the bath water. They about to get it in. We got that old thing back. Okay? Let's get it on. Okay? He was ready. So, she's sitting on the bed, still a little nervous, because this is not just oral sex. This is the actual penetration of the vagina. And this is actually the sex part. And so he's running the bath for her. He comes to get her. He undressed her like he normally does. This time he got into the bathtub first, and then he leaned in with her on top of him, so as if she was would be riding him, and he pulled her close to him, and she pushed away when she felt his penis up against her labia, up against the lips of her vagina. She freaked. And it's like, I can't do it. He tried to push her cloak, running her back. No, it's me. And he was like, no. She jumped out of the tub. He jumped out of the tub. She's shivering not because it's cold, but because she's just really still damaged from what happened. It's just, this is my fault, blah, blah, blah. He doesn't say anything. He ignores it. Now, if you have paid attention at any part of this book, if you got the book and you read, if you notice, it is not a good thing. I mean, it's not a horrible thing, but it's not a good thing when Drew gets silent. Okay, he acted like he didn't hear her. And I feel like he was a little bit upset because it's like we were there and we get here, and when the real making love happens, is ready to happen, you can't do it. And okay, I didn't already started going into chapter 17. What I'm talking about, them going home, getting into the bath, her not being able to do it, is 17. Is chapter 17. So I'm going to continue on. But if you got the book, wouldn't you? $5, Amazon. Get the book. Or give me your information so I can buy the book for you. She gets into the shower. I mean, he drives her off. She says, "This is my fault. I'm so sorry. This is my fault." And he doesn't say anything. She don't know if he heard her or whatever the situation is. And I'm taking a sip because I got to. I'm going to tell you unbiased, and then I'm going to tell you how I really felt. And he says, let me give you a massage. So he drives her off like he always does. He takes her, he puts her, he tells her to lay on the bed. He gets the body oil. Now, mind you, he didn't ask if she wanted a massage. He told her. Okay, this is the Dom coming out at this point. This is not her man. This is not the, this is not the loving boyfriend. This is the Dom. And he tells her to lay down. She lays down on her back. He says, turn over. And so she turns over. Okay. And he sprays her down with the oil. And he started massaging her. And then all of a sudden she felt the smack, the pain of a belt hitting her backside. And he gave her a few swats. And she's like, what the hell? You said you wouldn't do, she really doesn't feel like this is going to be beneficial. If you want this, you're hitting me. And she was so deep in thought. This time she didn't even feel the pain. She was so deep in thought of what was going on, trying to register this, that she didn't even know he had finished stopping. He's finished. And like a true Dom, because he's doing it. I'm gonna be honest with you. In chapter 17, he was doing it like a mother. You know how a black mother do when she's spanking you? Okay. And she talking with it. He's like, if you had, I could imagine, that's the way I meant, if you would have, there's rules. He's telling her there is rules for why, if we don't do, he's spanking her with a belt. There's rules for a reason. That's what I see. Okay, that's my comedy take on it. He's like, there's a rule. If there's not rules, then we will collapse. You understand? That you went against the rules. He with a belt. And she's so in her thought, like what really is good. She said it hurt so bad that she almost sat up. And of course, in true Dom fashion, it followed up with love and nurturing. And honestly, in my opinion, a little bit on this, because this is not my opinion on how I feel about this action, but that's really, if you're going to discipline your child, what they call corporal or capital punishment, where you're actually you're striking your children. And when you discipline your children, if you still believe in that, you should always follow it up with love. You should never just beat your children and just tell them to go to their room and not follow it up with, now that you calm down and I've calmed down, you understand what you did wrong, and I want you to understand I love you. I don't like spanking you. And I know I did that all wrong as a mother of a young child. I tried not to spank. It was rare that I spanked, but when I spanked in anger. You should never, ever do that. Okay, because that's when you cross over to abuse. And should my son be listening to this, I am so sorry. I learned, I didn't know. My parents did it to me, and they didn't always follow it up with ice cream and hugs and I love you, girl. And that's why I spank you. I love you. I just had to rationalize that this was love. You know what I'm saying? Which is not necessarily good. But anyway, going further. So he, of course, loved, and they talked about what Randall actually did to her. And then what I really loved about this part is what he did is he explored her body, every place. He touched every place that Randall touched on her. And he just touched her there, and he told her, that's mine. It's mine. It almost just it trained her mind in that moment. I feel like he should do it more. It should be something that he does on a consistent basis, because this one time ain't going to be enough. But of course, if that's the fact, we'd have an encyclopedia-sized book of him just reiterating that action, so that it really trains her mind that this is not Randall's anymore. Okay. Now, they do have sex. He did have sex with her after disciplining her. He did have sex with her after doing that, and that's when they talked. Because I skipped that part. They had sex after he disciplined her, and then they talked about what Randall did to her. And that's when they went through the exploring of the body and him touching and letting her understand, this is mine. This is me. This is mine. This is mine. Which I think is really good, because it would help to share. It's just something they do every time. And they ended, it turned out very well. It turned out very well. Now, my personal opinion, it triggered him disciplining her. It really triggered something in me. And not because I have been sexually assaulted, not beat up like that, but I have been sexually assaulted, and I have been told that it was my fault because I did not obey the rules. And I don't think no one, I don't care what rules you didn't obey, deserves. And even though it's not what Drew was saying, okay, to the person that was the victim, you're saying I deserved to be sexually assaulted because I did not obey your rules. Okay. And it just brought back, it triggered an old situation, took me back to when I was sexually assaulted. And then when, first of all, I want you to understand, I love my parents, and I know my parents love me. And just like I made mistakes as a parent and didn't do everything the right way, my parents didn't always do everything right. Okay? When they found out the situation, I was specifically told that I deserved to be sexually assaulted. Okay? Because I was treated like it was my fault that I got raped. Because I didn't follow rules. Now, thinking logically, if I hadn't done one thing, and if I wasn't where, and I was following the rules, and I was home where I was supposed to be, no, it would not have happened. It would not have happened where it happened. I'm going to say that much. It wouldn't happen when it happened because the young man also tried to come back, and he came to the house. And this is after I've been told that I deserve it because I'm out there being a hoe. I deserved sexual assault. So it triggered that in me, and I did not approve of him hitting her as a punishment. Now, she did, as I understand the BDSM and him being a dom, I understand logically, you're right. She did overthink it. I was like, girl, what are you doing? I was like the watcher. Anybody who watched the Marvel, I was the watcher. Where you going? Girl, he wait before you, girl, you know, I'm looking at it like, no. I'm reading this book like, girl, what you doing? Where you going? Are you forgetting that there is a crazy man out there that's trying to kill you? You know what I'm saying? Has threatened your life. So, but I do not agree with the hitting as a punishment. But something, maybe writing 1,000 times on a chalkboard, I will not, you know, until my fingers get tired. Maybe the cold shower thing that he did with her before he met her in person. Oh no, he did that in person in the book. He put her in the shower to make her confess that she loved him. The cold shower treatment, the writing 1,000 times. I will not disobey my dom, but the striking her, using the belt to discipline her, it just triggered something in me. I was like, this isn't good. I mean, it just triggered something in me that I felt like you blame me, you know, for this. No matter how much you love me and say, and you help get the person who did this to me, no matter how, that just is thrown out the window for me. But, you know, that was me. It's because it triggered something in me that was negative, and it just, I didn't like it. 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 No one deserves to be sexually assaulted. No one. Nobody. Nobody deserves to be sexually assaulted. No one. And that's how I feel and deal with it. Okay. But that's it for tonight. They ended drinking coffee, and they had a major breakthrough after he had to be a dom for her to make that major breakthrough, and that's what they did it. So tomorrow evening we will review 18 and 19. We're getting closer to the end of the book. And I look forward to it. It's going to be very interesting. I think about Thursday, I'm doing, what am I doing tomorrow? I'm doing 18 and 19. Then Thursday is going to be 18, 19, 20, and 21. And I guess on Friday I'll be doing 21 and 22. And the epilogue. Maybe I don't know how I'm going to do it. But yes, and then on Saturday, I will let you know it'll probably be sometime around 4 or 5. I want to confirm that with the author. We're going to have her on live, and we're going to talk about her experience writing this book, what was her inspiration, and any others. If you have any questions for the author, please leave them in the comments. I will review them, and I will answer those questions. And remember, and I will confirm a time by tomorrow. What time we're going to do this? No, I'll confirm it by Thursday. Thursday sounds better. Thursday, I'll confirm by Thursday what time we will go live here on IG on According to Akara with the author of Take All of Me. All right? And Saturday, we'll announce if there has been anyone who wants me to buy that book. All right? You all have a wonderful evening. Okay? You have a wonderful, wonderful evening. And remember, love yourself, love your neighbors, and stay authentic. Bye.